Chapter 8, Exit Routes. Claire and Liam, they were outside the main service buildings now. Not outside the zoo, not really, but beyond the concrete arteries that kept it alive. The maintenance path ran narrow and uneven beneath their feet, a strip of cracked asphalt bordered by chain-link fencing and darkened utility sheds. Emergency lights flickered intermittently along the route, throwing harsh shadows that jumped every time Claire moved. The air felt different here. Open, unprotected. Claire didn't like it. She kept Liam close, her hand locked around his wrist, not his fingers. If something happened, if she had to pull him fast, she couldn't risk losing her grip. Liam didn't complain. He walked when she walked and stopped when she stopped, his sketchbook now shoved into his backpack, forgotten. Ahead, the employee gate loomed, tall, metal, half-lit. Beyond it, she could see the street. Cars sat abandoned at odd angles. A delivery van idled with its door still open, engine coughing weakly. Somewhere farther off, sirens wailed and then cut out abruptly, replaced by shouting. Claire slowed. This was the moment she'd been pushing toward and dreading. Inside the zoo, danger had rules, walls, corridors. Places to hide. Outside, it was chaos. "We're going to stay quiet," she whispered. "We don't run unless we have to, we watch first." Liam nodded. They waited at the edge of the gate, listening. A scream echoed down the street to their left, high and short, ending too fast. Claire closed her eyes for half a second and forced herself to keep breathing. She pushed the gate open just enough to slip through. The city swallowed them. Street lights cast uneven pools of yellow across the pavement. Trash skittered in the breeze. Somewhere close, glass crunched underfoot as someone ran past an intersection, out of sight before Claire could see who it was. She guided Liam toward the shadowed side of the street, keeping them close to the buildings. Storefronts were dark, with security gates half-lowered in some places and wide open in others. Nothing felt coordinated. Nothing felt safe. Her phone buzzed in her pocket, sudden and violent enough to make her flinch. Emergency alert. She didn't stop walking as she read it. Shelter in place. Avoid open areas. Follow instructions from the authorities. Too late for that. "We're going to the subway," she murmured to Liam. "It's underground, concrete, it's safer than the street." "Are the trains running?" he asked. "I don't know," she said honestly. "But the tunnels will still be there." And tunnels meant walls. Walls meant options. They reached the corner and paused. Claire leaned out just enough to look. A police cruiser sat sideways across the intersection, lights still flashing, doors open, no officers in sight. Something had dented the hood inward, hard enough to crumple metal. Claire backed away slowly. They crossed when the street went quiet again. As they moved farther from the zoo, the sounds changed. Fewer roars, more human noise. Panic layered over panic, voices shouting directions that contradicted each other, someone crying into a phone and a man yelling for everyone to get inside. Liam stumbled once. Claire caught him instantly. "I'm okay," he whispered, embarrassed. "I know," she said, "just tired." So was she. Every step felt heavier. Her muscles trembled with adrenaline burn-off, that awful hollow feeling that came after fear burned too hot for too long. They passed a park entrance, iron gates standing open, trees swaying gently inside. Claire steered them away without hesitation. Something moved in the shadows beyond the benches. She didn't wait to identify it. The subway entrance appeared ahead like a promise. Concrete steps descending into darkness. The green globe light above it flickered, dim but still on. A handful of people clustered near the top, too many for comfort, too few to feel safe. Claire slowed again. She scanned faces, watched hands, counted exits. A woman clutched a toddler, rocking back and forth. A man paced, muttering into his phone. Two teenagers argued loudly about whether it was safer underground or not. No one noticed Claire and Liam slip in among them, until the roar came. Not close, not distant, somewhere in between. Everyone froze. The sound rolled through the street like thunder trapped in a throat, deep. Powerful, real. Someone screamed, "Inside, get inside!" The crowd surged toward the stairs. Claire moved instantly. She scooped Liam up, not because he couldn't run, but because bodies crushed together were dangerous. She forced her way down the steps, keeping her shoulder turned, protecting his head. People shoved. Someone fell. Someone else screamed again. The underground swallowed them. The air changed immediately, cooler, damp, and heavy with oil and metal. Emergency lights glowed along the platform, casting everything in sickly white. The station was half full, not packed, not empty, enough people to be loud, too loud. "Against the wall," Claire said sharply, setting Liam down and pulling him with her. Stay where I can see you. What if something comes down here? He asked, eyes wide. Claire didn't answer right away. She scanned the tunnel mouth, dark, still. Then we stay very still, she said, and very quiet. A train announcement crackled over the speakers, distorted. Service interruption, emergency, please remain calm. No one looked calm. A man ran down the stairs yelling about bears. Someone else shouted back that it was fake. A security guard stood near the turnstiles, pale and shaking, radio pressed uselessly to his ear. Claire felt the city teetering. Systems depended on trust, on the belief that someone else was in charge. That belief was breaking. She crouched in front of Liam, gripping his shoulders. Listen to me. No matter what happens, you stay with me. You don't run ahead. You don't hide without telling me. Do you understand? Yes, he said immediately. She believed him. Minutes passed. No train came. The lights flickered once, twice, then steadied. A distant sound echoed through the tunnel, metal scraping metal, not footsteps, not breathing. Something else. The platform went quiet. Everyone listened. The sound faded. A collective breath was released. Claire exhaled slowly. This was it now. Waiting. Waiting to see if the underground was a refuge or a trap. She leaned her head back against the tile wall, closing her eyes for just a second. Images crowded in her apartment, the chipped mug in the sink, the way Liam liked to sit on the couch with his feet tucked under him. Normal things. Fragile things. Her phone buzzed again. Another alert. She didn't read it. She wrapped her arm around Liam and held him close. Above them, the city burned with confusion and fear. Below, people clung to concrete and hope, listening for sounds they prayed they wouldn't recognize. Claire didn't know how long they could stay here. She didn't know if home was still reachable, but she knew one thing with brutal clarity: she would keep moving. She would keep choosing the next safest step, and she would not let the city take her son. Not tonight, not ever.